going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Sports to the Wire. For those of you who are actually new to the channel, I am your host, as always, Rashid White, and my co-host, Barrett Burrell.
What's going on, guys?
All right, he's wearing the hat. I think that's the Giants hat right there, man.
That's right. I represent my team, baby. I represent my team. You're doing very well. Starting off very well.
All right, let's get right into it. The Minnesota Timberwolves is up. We're doing a season preview. And my opinion, now Barrick and I didn't really prep for this in a sense. Well, we didn't prep together. We prepped individually, but I think their first round exit at best. I don't know what Barrick is actually going to say over here, man. This might be a heated debate, but absolutely we're going to go back and forth on this. We'll actually see, man. They say great minds think alike, but
that's what they say. Whoever they are.
Let's get right into this, man. What do you think, man? Minnesota Timberwolves. What do you like about them? I'm gonna let you rock first, man, and I'm gonna give my thoughts and opinions on it.
Well, I mean, right now, you gotta really look at what Minnesota's done from top to bottom. I mean, they've decided that they were going to change the front office, and they got a good job bringing in, Tim Connolly, who's now the operations executive. He's been making a lot of good decisions. Signing the Supermax to Karl Anthony Towns, giving him the money he was asking for, obviously that's a good thing for him. The Supermax worth close to $50 million, but he got it for 4 years, $224 million for 4 years, the Supermax. So I'm glad for him. And you went out and got Anthony Edwards is stepping up to be a great superstar. The 2020 first overall pick, so you got a lot of good things going. Jordan McLaughlin is going to be great. D'Angelo Russell, we're not sure. But the biggest question we got is you traded for Rudy Gobert. And now that moves Karl Anthony Towns to the forward position and makes Rudy Gobert the center. Is that combination going to work? So that's where my question mark.
And that's the thing, because Anthony Edwards is their best player on the team.
Right.
I would say follow them by Karl Anthony Towns. But my thing is with Karl Anthony Towns, we saw what he was doing in the playoffs last year. Putting up some amazing numbers.
But he balled out. He balled out.
He was turning the ball over a lot. I mean, he took a lot of bad shots. So he's going to actually have to play a little bit different with, and that's the thing, how to fit with Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns is actually going to work, because it's one thing if Rudy Gobert can actually stretch the floor. He can't. He's going to actually has to operate around the rim area. I meant to pull up some clips of him in the. That's what I actually forgot. I meant to pull up some clips of him in the EuroLeague there, with him actually with post moves. I'm like, okay, all right, and gets other NBA players in a sense though. So they're going to get the man some touches basically, so to make him actually feel like he's part of the game.
I mean, you got to look at it right now where Minnesota is concerned. Of course, let's big up to Patrick Beverly. He was a great defensive enforcer. They let him go. He's now with the Lakers. But you got to think about it, man. When Anthony Edwards, man, the guy shot, he averaged 21.5 points. And then Karl Anthony Towns, he averaged the same amount. He averaged about 24 points. That was where, this is last season, and this is where the majority of your points is coming from. You figured you were going to add some girth. Now, Danny Ainge talked about in Utah that, Rudy Gobert's defensive liability played forward, his inability to come up and defend the high screen pick and roll, all these things. You ask now, can this happen? Can Karl Anthony Towns be a little bit more free to roam 15, 20 feet away from the basket? Karl Anthony Towns can drop the 3-point as well. Karl Anthony Towns had good numbers from beyond the arc as well. So there's opportunities for these guys to score. There will be opportunities for the floor to spread, but it will depend on other players like Karl Anthony Towns shooting the rock from the outside to pick and roll. Anthony Edwards being the player he is, can he step up and be better than he was last year? My guess is yes. You didn't choose him as a first-round overall pick for nothing. So
they were running their offense a lot through Karl Anthony Towns last year.
Right. But, but then again, think about it too. You fired your GM, you fired Gerson Rosas, and then you replaced him with Sachin Tupac, who right now is making some good offseason decisions. We spoke about it off camera. Carl Anderson being a good pickup, being a high IQ bench player.
Yeah, Carl Anderson. Yeah, definitely.
You also you got Jaden McDaniels playing the power forward position. He can help out as well. You picked up Austin Rivers as a backup point guard. D'Angelo Russell is the question, though. He averaged 18 points last year. You think he's going to step up this year? Think he's going to raise his game?
I want the ball in his hands because he's a great passer. He'll actually get like Rudy Gobert some touches, man. I was playing some pickup basketball a couple of weeks ago and playing some pickup basketball, and the kid didn't even know how to play, man. He's only 7-8 months into playing basketball. It was a 2-on-2. I had to still feed the kid the basketball so he could play. Feel like he's part of the game. So hopefully, I like the ball in his hands a lot. He can read off the dribble. Excellent passer. We'll see. Look. I'm showing some Rudy Gobert highlights. Look at this. Look at the footwork over here. So he played a lot of this stuff in Utah right here. Seals him off right there.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that, Barrick. What do you think, man?
Well, let's see if Minnesota is able to operate that way. Again, that's why I said
this is what I like. Carl Anthony Towns can actually provide a lot of space in there.
Right. That's what I think will happen.
Move without the basketball.
That's correct.
But it can't be Carl Anthony Towns. That's one that actually wants to, take his guy off the dribble in a sense, though. It needs to be, team.
He doesn't have to. It's right. He doesn't have to. I mean, Carl Anthony Towns shot 41% from behind the arc last year.
Yeah.
For a big man. I mean, he has the ability to score from all over the floor. And with Anthony Edwards, and then, like I said, D'Angelo Russell had to step his game up a bit. But he did have 7 assists last year, which is not bad. So you got to hope that these particular nucleuses in the Rudy Gobert, Carl Anthony Towns experiment works. But they have solidified their bench. I think they will make the postseason. And we're going to make a prediction based on the things we just talked about. I do believe they'll make the postseason. How they'll get in, that's nobody knows, because sometimes can start off hot. And think about it. Last year, Minnesota started off 24-25. They closed out 46-36. I mean, you just don't know. You just don't know with some of these teams. But they definitely wanted to get Gerfin Lopez. They went out and got more point guards to help out D'Angelo Russell and things of that nature. I do believe that Minnesota does have a little bit of a nucleus to make the postseason.
They could be a surprise team. You don't have to run. I'm looking at Gobert right now. You don't really have to run a lot of plays for him.
Right.
I like the way he actually runs the floor. So yeah, they have to play defense. So Rudy Gobert can actually run the floor. I mean, you gotta play defense, get steals, block some shots. There's got to be some sacrifice all around here. They have to play team basketball. No egos involved, and it's actually possible.
Well, I think it's possible as well. So what do you think? Do you think they're going to bail out the first round? They're going to be a second round team? What do you think?
It's hard, man. It's hard to tell. It could be just the first round. I don't know, man.
Yeah, you thinking first round. I'll tell you something. Teams can get, lightning in the bottle, as I spoke about, how slow they started out the gate and how well they finished. And then the amount of pressure they put on the Memphis Grizzlies in that first round, taking them 6 games. I mean, they showed potential. But like I said, they lost Patrick Beverly, who was a defensive enforcer.
Offensive liability.
Well, he was. But, you took care of that with the additions we mentioned, Carl Anderson, Jordan McLaughlin, Austin Rivers. These guys are going to be capable backup players, and hopefully D'Angelo Russell will step up a little bit more. We know Carl Anthony Edwards is going to be the killer assassin he is, and you just got to find out if that whole Rudy Gobert, Carl Anthony Towns type of thing down the low post will work itself out. And Rudy Gobert, maybe what you're showing right now in the footage, maybe they will give him a lot of low post plays down there.
Well, there was Donovan Mitchell didn't want to throw him the ball. But his teammates over here throwing him the ball. You can see how active he is. He's able to rotate over.
Yeah, but you got to defend that high screen, bro. You got to defend that high screen because now with Carl Anthony Towns moving over, that means Rudy Gobert's responsibility is going to be to come out.
See, you saw the hook shot right there. You see the footwork, the drop step.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I saw it. So we shall see. We shall see. We shall see how they make it stuff out. I'm thinking first round exit, but maybe 7 games.
Yeah, it depends on who they playing. We'll definitely revisit this.
Yep.
And we'll see maybe like 20, 25 games in, or maybe 50 games in when the dust settles, and we can kind of get an idea of what teams are going to be kind of matching up in a sense, though. We'll see, and how they playing. 25 games is the actual key, because it's still a training camp in a sense for the first 20, 25 games. So people don't get crazy if they're not going that, if it's not going that well. All right, so yeah, we'll wrap the video up. If you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe, certainly share this video. When you share, the universe certainly shares back with you. Peace.
They always do. Peace.